So, this might just be the hardest thing I've ever had to write. I'm still wrapping my head around all of it, but I need to get it out. Maybe someone's been through the same and can relate. My wife, Sarah, and I have been married for 6 years. We don't have kids, just a dog that she insisted on getting because we needed to start somewhere. Honestly, things were okay. Not perfect, but not disastrous either. I work long hours in IT, mostly from home, and she works in marketing. We had our routines. Ordered Thai on Fridays, watched bad reality shows together, shared Spotify playlists. Normal stuff. About 8 months ago, Sarah decided she wanted to take control of her body and get in shape. Cool, right? I was supportive. I even offered to work out with her, but she shot that down real quick, saying she needed her own space and didn't want to feel watched. Fine. Fair. She joined a gym nearby, started going 5 days a week, sometimes 6. I was proud of her commitment, at first. She'd come home glowing, drenched in sweat, and talk about how intense her sessions were. One day she casually mentioned she'd hired a personal trainer to keep her accountable. That's when I first heard the name, Mason. Apparently, Mason was amazing. So motivating. Pushes me but knows my limits. At first, I thought she was just excited about progress. But then she started comparing me to him in weird little ways. Mason says carbs aren't bad, you just need to portion them properly. Mason doesn't believe in cheat days, he says every day is an opportunity. Mason this, Mason that. It started feeling like I was living with an Instagram fitness influencer. And here's the kicker, she stopped letting me pick her up from the gym. Even when I offered because it was raining. It's okay, I'll walk or Mason will give me a lift, she'd say casually. I didn't want to be that jealous husband, so I kept my mouth shut. But now, I wish I had paid more attention. Alright, so where did I leave off? Oh yeah, Mason. The gym trainer who apparently knows more about carbs and cheat days than any man alive, and suddenly became a daily part of my wife's vocabulary. Things started getting weird about a month ago. Sarah began dressing differently, not just in workout clothes, but in general. She started wearing tighter tops, more makeup, and perfume even for gym sessions. I asked her once, jokingly, "You hitting the runway after leg day or something?" She laughed it off and said, "Just because I'm married doesn't mean I can't look good." Okay. Fair enough. Then came the late sessions. Her workouts started stretching from 1 hour to 2.5. Once, she said the gym's Wi-Fi went out and she couldn't text me she was staying longer. Another time she said she and Mason went for a recovery smoothie. You ever get that gut feeling? That heavy, sinking feeling that something's not right but you can't prove it? Well, I had it. Still, I didn't want to accuse her of anything without evidence. That is, until last Saturday. I was on my way to grab coffee from a spot near the gym when I saw them. Mason and Sarah. Walking together, laughing like teenagers. She was wearing his jacket. Not a gym hoodie, his jacket. And she wasn't looking at him like someone who'd just finished a circuit workout. She was looking at him like he hung the moon. They didn't see me. I pulled over across the street and just watched. And then it happened. He leaned in. Kissed her. She kissed him back. I froze. I couldn't breathe. My world cracked open in that moment like glass under a hammer. I had no camera, no proof. Just burned-in images I'll never forget. I didn't confront them there. I just drove home in silence, trying not to crash my car through the tears and rage. I knew then, this wasn't just gym motivation. It was betrayal. So, I got home and paced the living room for at least an hour. I was rehearsing every possible way to bring it up. Do I scream? Stay calm? Pretend I don't know and bait her into admitting it? Eventually, I settled on asking about her day, just to see if she'd lie. She came home all smiles, like nothing had happened. Her hair was tied up differently, probably because she didn't want me smelling cologne or something. Me, hey, how was the gym? Her, tough. Mason's pushing me hard. I'm sore all over. The audacity. I clenched my jaw so hard I thought I might crack a molar. I took a breath and said casually, "Weird, I saw you leaving the gym today, with Mason. Looked like you two were on a date." That's when the switch flipped. Her whole demeanor changed. Her, laughing nervously, "Wait, what? A date? Are you serious?" Me, "Yeah. I saw you two walking. I saw the jacket. And I saw the kiss." Boom. Silence. Then she blew up. Her, screaming that wasn't a kiss. "You're being delusional. It was just a friendly hug and maybe he kissed my cheek. God, you're so paranoid." Me, "So he kisses all his clients like that?" Her, "You don't understand. Mason is just supportive. You haven't exactly been a ray of sunshine lately either." Oh, so now it's my fault? She twisted it, full 180. Accused me of spying, being controlling, said I was insecure and trying to sabotage her new lifestyle. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Not even an ounce of guilt. No remorse. Just straight up gaslighting me in my own house. That was when I knew this wasn't some one-time mistake. This was a pattern. A mindset. A decision she'd made and justified in her own head. And I was done playing the fool. After that ridiculous screaming match where she gaslit me like I hadn't literally seen her getting cozy with Mason, I stopped engaging emotionally. She wanted to twist things and make me out to be the crazy one? Fine. Let her. But I decided I wouldn't let it end there. I wasn't going to confront her again until I had something undeniable. No more "maybe he kissed my cheek" crap. I needed something so clear that even she couldn't spin it. So I started playing along. I acted like everything was fine. I told her she was right, I'd been stressed lately and maybe I misread the situation. She lapped that up like a cat with cream. Started acting even more smug. Almost like she was proud of fooling me. Little did she know, I was already laying the groundwork behind the scenes. I bought a burner phone and created a fake fitness account on Instagram. Nothing creepy, just enough to follow Mason's page and see if anything popped up. He posted a lot of shirtless gym content and motivational garbage, but what caught my attention was a tag story from her. She never told me she was posting from the gym. She never mentioned being tagged. And in one video, I could clearly hear her voice in the background saying something like, "Come on, babe, don't make me look weak." Babe. Not coach. Not Mason. Babe. She didn't know I'd seen it, obviously. So I waited. Then I set up a GPS tracker in her car. Don't judge me, I had to know. And yeah, it confirmed that she'd been going to the gym, and then making pit stops at his apartment afterward. But I still wanted more. So I reached out to an old college buddy who happens to do freelance photography and surveillance work mainly for private investigators and divorce attorneys. We made a plan. She had no clue that the next time she left for a private training session, she'd be starring in a photo shoot of her own. The day my buddy sent me the folder of photos, I swear my hands were shaking. He didn't say much. Just texted, "You were right. She's not just working out." I opened the folder and boom, there it was. High-res shots of my wife kissing Mason in the parking lot behind the gym. Her arms wrapped around his neck. Him grabbing her like they were on the cover of a romance novel. But that wasn't even the worst part. There were shots of them walking hand in hand into what looked like a hotel entrance. A damn hotel. She was in her gym clothes, but the way she clung to him? That wasn't some innocent post-workout stretch session. I stared at those photos for what felt like hours. My chest was tight, like I couldn't breathe. Rage, betrayal, heartbreak, it all hit me at once. But underneath that storm of emotion was something sharper, clarity. This wasn't a one-time mistake. This wasn't emotional confusion. This was premeditated cheating, executed with zero guilt and a whole lot of lies. I saved the photos. Backed them up twice. Printed a few out, too, just in case. I didn't know exactly how I was going to confront her yet, but I knew this: it was going to be loud, and it was going to be public. I wanted her to feel even a fraction of the embarrassment and humiliation she'd thrown onto me. So I waited for the right moment. And that moment? It came at our anniversary dinner. Our anniversary was coming up, 5 years. She brought it up like nothing was wrong. "We should go somewhere nice," she said with that fake sparkle in her voice. "You've been working hard. Let's celebrate us." Us? That word made my stomach turn. But I played along. Smiled. Nodded. Booked a reservation at her favorite restaurant. The one with the overpriced steak and dim lighting she loved posting about on Instagram. I made sure she dressed up. Told her it was going to be a special night. "Wear that green dress I like," I said. "You always turn heads in that." She did. She looked beautiful, honestly. And I hated that. We got to the restaurant, sat down, ordered wine. She was all over me, flirty, laughing, touching my hand. Like nothing had happened. Like she wasn't sneaking around with her gym boy toy in parking lots and hotel rooms. That's when I slid the small envelope across the table. She looked confused. "What's this?" "Your anniversary gift," I said quietly. She opened it, expecting jewelry or a spa certificate. What she found instead were 3 printed photos. One of her kissing Mason. One of them walking into the hotel. And one of them coming back out, hours later, holding hands. Her face turned white. She stared at them like they were in another language. I didn't say a word. Just let the silence do its job. Finally, she looked up, eyes wide. "It's not what it looks like." I laughed. Out loud. "Oh, so you accidentally kissed your trainer and accidentally walked into a hotel with him? Is that the new stretching routine?" She started to stammer. "I was going to tell you. It didn't mean anything." I was confused. "You weren't confused when you booked the hotel. Or when you lied about where you were. Don't insult me." People were starting to look. She was panicking, trying to keep her voice low. I stood up, calm as hell. "Happy anniversary, babe. This dinner's on you. Consider it my final gift." And I walked out. After the restaurant ambush, I expected a storm, and boy, did it come fast. By the time I got home, she'd already called me 6 times and left 2 voicemails. One was crying, the other was straight up rage. "You humiliated me in public. I can't believe you'd do that on our anniversary. You're sick." And of course, the classic: "This is your fault for not being there for me emotionally." Right. My fault she couldn't keep her legs closed at the gym. I ignored her. I slept like a baby that night for the first time in weeks. The next morning, she came home, yes, home. She still had keys, and I hadn't kicked her out yet. She barged in yelling, mascara streaked, her phone in hand. "You have no right to spy on me. That's illegal. Do you even know how controlling and toxic you sound?" I stared at her from the couch. "I trusted you. You lied. I didn't need to spy, you left digital breadcrumbs like a rookie." Then came the twist I didn't expect. Later that day, there was a knock at my door. It was Mason. The trainer. In gym shorts. Looking uncomfortable as hell. "Hey, man," he said awkwardly. "Can we talk?" I almost laughed. "Oh, you're bold. You're real bold to show up at my house." "I didn't know she was married," he said quickly. "She told me you were separated. That she was only staying with you for financial reasons until the divorce was done." I raised an eyebrow. "You really believe that? You ever meet a guy's wife at 6 a.m. in matching workout gear and think maybe she's not divorced yet?" He went quiet. Then he actually apologized. "I'm sorry, man. She lied to both of us. I'm done with her." I believed him. He looked genuinely rattled. He even showed me texts she'd sent about manipulating the timeline so she could keep both of us for a while. Classic narcissist playbook. When he left, I didn't feel vindicated. Just hollow. Like I'd been living in a movie where I wasn't the lead character in my own life. She tried to come back later that evening, acting like none of this happened. Brought takeout and tried to seduce me. "You're really going to throw away 5 years?" she purred. I looked her dead in the eyes and said, "You already did." I thought the worst was over after Mason came clean and walked away. I was wrong. The very next morning, I got a text from her. "You'll regret this. Don't make me go nuclear." I didn't even respond. She was bluffing. Or so I thought. A few hours later, I got a call from HR at my company. Apparently, someone had made an anonymous complaint accusing me of emotional instability and potentially threatening behavior. It was vague, but serious enough to warrant an internal review. I knew exactly who did it. She was trying to sabotage me. Hit me where it hurt. My job. Thankfully, I had friends at work who knew me well, and the investigation didn't go anywhere, but it scared the hell out of me. I realized I wasn't dealing with someone simply selfish or cheating. I was dealing with someone vindictive. She started sending long texts again, this time with mixed tones. One would be sobbing and apologetic. I don't know what came over me. I was lonely. "You were never home. I miss us." The next would be hostile and delusional. "You never supported me emotionally. You pushed me into Mason's arms." Then came the cherry on top. She posted a photo of herself and our cat, saying, "Trying to move on. Starting fresh. In my house." She had come back while I was at work, using her key again. I'd had enough. I changed the locks, filed a report for unauthorized entry, and contacted my divorce lawyer. I wanted her out legally and permanently. My lawyer told me I'd need to brace for impact. "She's the type who won't go down quietly," he said. He was right. The next move she made shocked even me. So, we ended up in court. She wasn't just fighting the divorce, she was trying to paint me as the villain. Her lawyer came in hot, accusing me of being emotionally unavailable, controlling, and neglectful of her growth. She sat there dabbing fake tears like she was auditioning for a role on a soap opera. Meanwhile, I had screenshots. Videos from our home camera system. Texts she sent to Mason. Proof of her sneaking him in while I was away. All of it lined up. But then, something unexpected happened. The judge asked her about the financial discrepancies on our joint credit card. Turns out she had been withdrawing cash regularly, large amounts, and it wasn't going to the gym or groceries. My lawyer pressed harder. Eventually, under oath, she admitted she had given Mason money. Thousands. When the judge asked what for, she hesitated. Then she said Mason had ambitions and was building his own fitness brand, and she was supporting a dream. A dream, apparently, that included flying him and her out to Miami for a business trip. That was the final nail. Even the judge looked disgusted. My lawyer requested an emergency freeze on our joint accounts and an expedited divorce judgment. The judge granted it. She lost her mind, stood up and screamed about how I ruined her life. The bailiff had to calm her down. It was chaos. And just like that, the marriage was legally over. But I still had one thing left to say to her, and to every person who ever trusted the wrong one. After the courtroom meltdown, I went home, not to the house, but to the apartment I had quietly rented during the last few months. It was empty, but peaceful. Quiet in a way I hadn't experienced in a long time. I sat on the floor, just thinking. Thinking about how I'd ignored the signs. How I'd blamed myself. How I made excuses for her bad behavior because I didn't want to face the truth. She wasn't just unfaithful, she was manipulative. And I let her twist me in knots for months. 4 years. But here's the thing, I'm not angry anymore. Just clear. Sometimes, betrayal is the only thing loud enough to wake you up from a relationship that was dead long before the cheating started. What did I learn? Listen to your gut. When things don't feel right, they usually aren't. Protect yourself. Emotionally, financially, legally, don't be naive. Don't waste energy on people who wouldn't cross the street for you. Healing takes time, but it does happen. I've started therapy. Reconnected with old friends. I go for walks without checking my phone every 5 seconds. I'm sleeping again. As for her? Last I heard, Mason ghosted her when the money dried up. She tried crawling back, left a voicemail saying she missed the way I made her feel safe. I didn't respond. To anyone reading this who's been through something similar, you're not alone. And you're not broken. You're just waking up.